everybody, Shaun here from ZooBox, and we got another Christmas movie review for you today. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bad Santa 2.
Why do you have two beards?
That's none of your fucking business.
The film was directed by Mark Waters. It's written by Johnny Rosenthal and Shauna Cross. It stars Billy Bob Thornton, Kathy Bates, Christina Hendricks, Tony Cox, Brett Kelly, Ryan Hansen, and others. The logline plot synopsis is, fueled by cheap whiskey, greed, and hatred, Willie teams up once again with his angry little sidekick Marcus to knock off a Chicago charity on Christmas Eve.
Just keep your deviant mouth shut.
Come on in, fellas.
I bet that pussy got lips like an orangutan.
Excuse me.
What's up?
Tell me how dirty this is.
It's a dumpster and an alley. It's pretty fucking dirty, I guess.
Tell me it's fucking dirty!
Okay, it's fucking dirty.
I am going to have to ask you to watch your language when you're representing this suit.
And I'm going to have to ask you to suck my fucking dick.
It's go time. One time, I ate too much turkey bacon. I didn't poop for 2 weeks. For 4 weeks.
Is this your spawn?
Do I look like I made him?
Well, if this ain't fetal alcohol syndrome, then what the fuck is it?
Yes, the much tortured and labored sequel that came out 13 years after the fact. Now, if you haven't already, you could go check out a full-fledged, full-length review of the first Bad Santa film right here on this channel. I'll link it at the end of this video. But today we're going to be let's check out Bad Santa 2. Let's talk about it a little bit. So, Bad Santa never should have had a sequel. That seems pretty obvious. That story was done. That character was done. They did really all they could with the premise. And when it came to the sequel, they had talked about it for years and years and years. It was something that Billy Bob himself really, really was like kind of fighting for, you know? He really, really wanted to do a Bad Santa 2. For some reason, he just really liked the character, and I think he liked the attention that the character brought him and his career, because it has become somewhat iconic, even just relative to his career, but also not just relative to his career, rather, but relative to just performances writ large. You know, if Billy Bob is known for something, it's probably Sling Blade and Bad Santa, which is ironic that they both actually co-star John Ritter, R.I.P. John Ritter. Last film was Bad Santa. But when they came to finally got around to Bad Santa 2, like, it's just one of these movies. It kind of reminded me of other sequels, other like kind of long after the fact sequels that kind of missed the point. The one that really came to mind was Dumb and Dumber 2, T.O., because it kind of doesn't understand the appeal of the original one, and it caricatures and turns everything into kind of a crass cartoon.
So you see, my best hope for a donor match is with a blood relative. Family.
Harry, you not touch your peanut butter.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not very hungry, Dad.
When Harry young, oh boy, he loves the peanut butter.
Oh.
3 days a week disappear. Good to know. So anyway,
especially in Bad Santa, because it really even just loses like the heart of the movie. And you see all the characters that came back from the original one, and they've all just returned to status quo. They're just kind of doing a rehash in some regards of the original, just poorly.
You know, they used to sterilize guys like you, keep the world from becoming some Negro land of Oz.
Shut the fuck up.
And then they try to build out the characters a little bit. Like, you got his mother's in the movie now. You know, Kathy Bates plays Billy Bob's mom, Willie's mom. And she's crass and gross, and you find out, oh, she also is like a thief, which is interesting that they never bring that up in the first one. It's just kind of focuses on his dad, because that fell into the theme of the movie.
Not working with that poison bitch. Never again. You tricked me, you little shithole. You know fucking well you did.
But I thought your dad was the one you hated.
I hate him more than anything in the goddamn world. Except her.
And this one doesn't even have that. It doesn't even have that sense of like, oh, well, feeling a sense of responsibility or something like that for another life, for a young man. Help him, guide him in the best way that he can. That's not here at all. It is just the completely nihilistic, apathetic version of the character without any of the kind of sweet, soft undertones that started to reveal themselves by the end of the first movie. And it's just kind of gross out gags and stuff. It feels kind of out of time, honestly. It feels like something that would have come out in like, I don't know, like 2002, 2003, maybe a little bit before that. Remember like Tomcats?
You may all be seated.
They look handsome in their tuxedos.
Remember movies like that? These kind of, that resurgence of the gross out comedy. It's not She's All That. There was another one. There was another one with that guy from American Pie and Heather Graham. It's another one that comes to mind. They're just like these not very good movies that were there just because it was in the zeitgeist that those kind of movies were popular and people were seeing them. And hey, I can't say otherwise, because I at least saw Tomcats in the theater because I was like 17 years old. And that's the kind of thing that appeals to a 17-year-old. Maybe probably not so much today. You know, culture has changed. The zeitgeist is different. What people find funny is different. But back then you were kind of molded into thinking these crass adult comedies were kind of the thing. It was like kind of a callback to the 80s comedies, things like Porky's, you know, Revenge of the Nerds. It was kind of like the modern equivalent of those. And this feels like it belongs there. It doesn't belong in 2016 when it eventually came out.
Yeah, I guess there have been a few dull, bright spots here and there. Like a piece of ass who didn't look me in the eye or want to show me pictures of her fucking vacation. Or a good drunk when I didn't choke on my own vomit. I even almost had a friend once. Sure, he was a mouth-breathing, snot-dripping 8-year-old who couldn't find his fat ass with both hands, but he was clueless enough to think I wasn't the worthless piece of shit everybody else thinks I am, including me.
And it doesn't offer anything new with the characters, like I said, and it doesn't even give you really that fun of a story. You just kind of feel like you're watching something that's episodic, that goes through the motions, and they just make the same jokes from the first one and just drive them into the ground. There's no balance, you know? The tone is off. Now, I could say, having said that, in a vacuum, there are moments of the movie that are, like, humorous, that are funny. You might get a chuckle here or there.
Today is your fucking birthday?
Uh-huh. I'm 21. Officially a man.
God damn. You're 21 already. That's creepy.
Are you still gonna pop my cherry?
Am I gonna what? No, fuck no.
But you said that when I was 21 that you'd pop my cherry.
I said I'd get it done by somebody else. Besides that, I'm a fucking guy. You didn't turn funny, did you?
Am I funny?
But when you really step back and look at the big broad strokes of everything, it's wildly disappointing. But how could it be anything else, really? It was never going to be a true sequel to that movie because it couldn't be. Even the director, Mark Waters, he's like one of these like studio hire hack guys. He's directed some stuff. What else has he directed? He's directed Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, Mr. Popper's Penguins, Mean Girls, Freaky Friday, Vampire Academy, and so on and so forth. So just kind of like these light, ephemeral, forgettable comedies. I mean, I haven't watched Mean Girls in a while. You know, that was another one of these movies of the era that was actually probably a little bit better than the rest of what I just mentioned. But at the same time, it's still kind of ephemeral. It's forgettable. Once you're older than 25, Mean Girls just stops being funny or appealing. It's like a shitty Heathers. Like Heathers, you want to watch like the high school Mean Girl comedy? Go watch Heathers.
I need you to forge a hot and horny but realistically low-key note in Kurt's handwriting, and we'll slip it onto Martha Dumpchuck's lunch tray.
Shit, Heather, I don't have anything against Martha Dunstock.
You don't have anything for her either. Come on, it'll be very. The note will give her shower nozzle masturbation material for weeks.
Don't fucking waste your time with goddamn Mean Girls. It's just a pale imitation without the edge. Doesn't have any of that edge. But yeah, everybody's let down by this movie though. You feel bad for some of the actors too, like Christina Hendricks, like what she's kind of asked to do is like she should be mildly embarrassed.
I'm a good girl, Mr. Cook, but sometimes I need to be bad. Now get your filthy ass in the car.
See, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Fuck me like the dirty little slut that I am.
Call me Santa.
What?
Call me Santa.
Don't be weird. Tell me how dirty this is.
Call me Santa.
Shut up. Spit on me.
If I'm being honest. I actually would say that about the entire cast. Kathy Bates, this must have been a favorite of Billy Bob. I can't imagine there's any other reason she's in this movie. Even Tony Cox coming back. The one person, like I said, there are certain things that are funny in a vacuum, is Thurman Merman makes his return. Brett Kelly, all grown up. And ironically, I think he's like he works in like finance or something now. But they had to ask him to gain weight for the part. Oh boy, totally worth gaining that 50 pounds, buddy. But he's got some stuff that's like in a vacuum is funny. Just like the caricature stuff for him is kind of innocent and just like almost like dad joke stuff, kind of like boomer joke stuff. Obviously, the fact that he wants to make sandwiches makes a big return.
What? Chair!
Chair?
Chair!
Chair.
Give me the goddamn chair!
Willie, you fell.
God damn. Are you a complete fucking retard?
No. The Hungry Hoagies people tested me. I'm top of the spectrum. So they made me a full-time sandwich consultant.
Well, I'm glad you followed your passion.
That's literally what he does. He works at some sort of Subway equivalent. He's a sandwich artist now. So that's the kind of thing you're going to see there. That's the kind of connections that are going to be made. And the butt fucking. Oh, they just bring up butt fucking all the time. Billy Bob said shit stick in the first movie one time. And now that's what they say over and over. Hey, shit stick. Apparently that's what his mother called him.
Will you talk like you have a cock in your mouth, shit stick? Hey, you know why we call him shit stick? Because even when he was a baby, he tried to butt fuck everything.
God damn it.
Stuffed monkey, neighbor's dog. I'm telling you, if it had a butt, he'd try to fuck it. Just with a little nub going.
Like these kind of absurd, retcon, tenuous connections that they try to make to try to remind you of a better movie at the end of the day. Yeah, I would definitely say skip Bad Santa 2. Like I said, if you're really bored, if you're a movie masochist like me, or you need to watch things for posterity, for context, I just need to know. Well, then I say, sure, I guess you could give it a spin. I actually own this fucking movie, okay? It was in a Big Lots clearance bin for about $1.25, and I was like, oh, that's the right price. And I bought it like years ago, and it's been sitting on my shelf. And when it came time to review Bad Santa for Ghosts of the Movies, I was like, all right, let's give this a try. And, well, you heard how I felt, how I feel, how I fell. A little Freudian slip there, how I fell. How I fell into madness watching Bad Santa 2. But anyways, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and we will catch you guys next time. More Christmas movies on the way.
I think I'm gonna go upstairs and watch It's a Wonderful Life and rub one out right now. But thanks for the lobster?
Ain't that about a bitch?